Alright, hello, my name is John Fullwood, and this is my professional development project. So I'm gonna be bouncing around between like a few links here. So I'm gonna be using, Google Slides, Google Docs, Nearpod, and Kahoot with this. So let's just go over the agenda real quick. So this is my 2-hour long curriculum professional development agenda. So I'm going to be doing a Google Doc presentation, which is going to take about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to which is going to be on like why technology is important to use in the classroom. Then I'm going to go over a Kahoot game and talk about, what is Kahoot? Why is it good? It gives instant feedback. It's competitive. It's engaging. And then, I'll let the audience explore for 15 minutes on investigating Kahoot. And then, break will be about 10 minutes. Then I'll go into a sample lesson on Nearpod on volcanoes. And I'll talk about in that lesson, should be about 30 minutes, like what is Nearpod? It has dozens of cool features. It has a draw feature. It has 360-degree feature. You can work at your own pace. You can share student work. You can embed videos in it. It gives instant feedback, and it's interactive. And then at the end of that, which will be 15 minutes, I'll have the audience, explore Nearpod on their own for 15 minutes. Then we'll have another break. And then at the end of the workshop, I'll have the audience take a little survey, which will take about 5 minutes, just answering like 2 to 3 questions on, what they learned. Was it informative? Is there anything they would change, and asking them to try to use one of them, either Nearpod or Kahoot in their classroom in the next couple of weeks. So the audience learning will be more meaningful. They'll be active in their learning. They'll be learning about 2 separate technology assessments they can incorporate in the lesson plans. And they'll be given time at the end of each session, to work through independently to explore, Nearpod and Kahoot. So that's the rundown of the 2-hour agenda. So over the next, 5 or 6 minutes, I'll just go through and break down what I'll be talking about. So I went over the agenda. This is the Google Doc presentation that I'll start out with, talking about how this is how I like to start out each lesson with my students, talk about what am I going to be learning, why does this matter, and how am I going to be learning it, or how do I know I am learning it. So the what, why, and the how. And then talk about the SAMR model of technology integration. And I know this is how a lot of educators feel when they use technology, but it doesn't have to be that way. Remember the model. Don't feel pressure from it, enhance it, don't force it. So I'll break down, in those slides, why technology is important, why you should use it, and just go over that model. And then this next slide, we'll talk about Kahoot. And, it is a game, but you're also learning from it, because I do this with my students, and my students love it. It's engaging, it's competitive, and they all want to win. So I'll go into Kahoot. Oh, that's the game pin. Alright, so this is the teacher side of it, and the students will log into the Kahoot side of it. So, when I go to here, and then I'll go to play, hit 1-to-1. Alright, so now this is, let me turn that off. So this is the Kahoot game pen that the students will use. So if I just plug this into, copy and paste this, plug this into here, Control V, I'll just put my nickname John. Alright, so now I'm in. So again, this is the, where am I at here? This is the teacher side of it. So, and then this is the student side of it. So I'll go through each one of these questions. Like this is the first question, and they'll have time to answer it. You can answer yes, no, I don't know. And then the students will be able to answer on this side of it, the red triangle, the blue diamond, orange circle, or green square. So, and then there's 8 questions, and then I'll just show you, show you the 8 questions that I'll go through. Just like explaining, Kahoot, showing them how to work it and stuff. So if I just click on this. Alright, so these are the 8 questions that I'll ask him. Will technology help students learn more deeply? What is computer-based learning? What are the benefits of technology? What is blended learning? What are flipped classroom? What does the research say? What is the state of technology in our current curriculum, and what is the internet? And just go through, have them answer those questions, and then just talk about the answers, about how technology is important to use and how you can do so much stuff with it, especially with the internet, and students can go on and explore the world pretty much. So this is the presentation on Kahoot that I'll have the audience participate in. They'll be the one that are answering the questions. Alright, so let's go back into this. So after we play that, I'll give them, like I said, 15 minutes to explore Kahoot, and they'll have a chance to look at it and ask questions if they need to. Alright, so then we'll keep on with this. And I'll just go into talking about, what is our role, like a facilitator or a teacher. Like when I first started teaching, I was more on this side, but now I'm more on the facilitator side. I'll rather work with the students to have them learn instead of me just standing up there teaching to them. We'll go through, talk about Vygotsky and his quote right there, and John Nesbitt, the new leader is a facilitator, not an order giver. Additional roles of technology, and then I'll wrap up talking about, different things that they can try out on their own. There's a different technologies that they can use on their own inside the classroom. So after I go through this slide, or this Google Docs, this Google slideshow, and we'll talk about Kahoot, and then give them a break, and then I'll go into Nearpod. And like I said before during the agenda, Nearpod does so much stuff, and in this volcano lesson, the students will learn, what volcanoes are, the 3 major types of volcanoes, and they'll learn why volcanoes are up and how to make their own volcano. So if I just go through real quick, there's a draw feature where you can just draw, and I'll have the audience, be participating in this. So I'm just going to go through real quick and just show you how I would do it. So the students can draw anything they want in there. What do they think of when they hear the word volcano? And, another feature of it is you can embed multiple slides into one. So just keep clicking down there. So, what is the most interesting fact to you and why? So once again, ask a question, the students can answer it right there, so you have instant feedback. And if a student has a great answer, you can share their work to the whole class, which, the students love because they want their answer to be up on the board or up on their iPad. You can, embed videos into it. And another good thing about, Nearpod is like you can have the students work at their own pace as a mode that you can do that in. And the students are going to be following along with you when you are going through the slides. So everyone's going to be together, and you can take a quiz right on it. We'll skip the quiz. So I'll finish going through this presentation, and just explain, like I said, like all this stuff, like the cool features of, this, you can see an object or a place, and like you can like move the iPad around, or if it's on the computer, swipe with the finger and it will move it like 360 degrees. So you can actually like see like what's around it or what is it and stuff. And like I said, like the students love it. You can share their work. You can embed videos in it. You get instant feedback right off the bat. So those are my two technology apps that I would want to present for my professional development, like Nearpod and Kahoot. Like I said, I broke this down by, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on. And the break I built in 10 minutes, but I'll say 5 minutes because I know with educators and services, like if you say 5 minutes, they'll come back in like 10, 15 minutes. So, if I say 10 minutes, then they'll come back in like 15, 20 minutes. So I'll say 5 minutes and have that already built in for 10 minutes. So, gist of it is, again, talk about technology and why it's important and the different apps you can use like Kahoot and Nearpod that will just transform your lesson plans. That'll make it so much better for the student. The students will learn more, and I use both of them all the time in my classroom, and the students love it. So just breaking down, Kahoot and Nearpod, and going through my Google Docs, my Google Slides presentation. So, and then, like I said, at the end, I'll have them do like a little survey on, what they learned, was it engaging, will they use it in the classroom, what I can change, what they want me to change for the next time. So, so that's my presentation. And like I said, this was just like a brief outline of it. I didn't like go through, obviously, like this will take 2 hours to do if I would do it, but I'm not going to take 2 hours and bore you right now. So I just skimmed it and just went over the overview of the presentation and how I broke the times down and what I would talk about, and just showing them, the cool features of Nearpod and Kahoot and that they would participate in. So since they would participate in it, they'll be, engaged in it, and it wouldn't just be me talking at them for 2 hours. It would be them actually like participating in it, doing a little exploring on their own, keeping them active in the presentation. So that's my presentation. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.